Get into this one. It's what we're all waiting for. Yeah, for Fnatic, meanwhile, I love this team already. Back when it was just, you know, Alex, Mezzy, Crims, Brolin, Jaquinho. I love this team. And I was like, man, there's no way this team can get any better. Oh, wait, no, it can. They put Smooya in. Woo!
British
right.
core, baby.
Let's go! Team Britain! No, it's not.
No, this is big. And yeah, Overpass, we're going to see some interesting, some exciting. Interesting implies bad, but T-side calling from Alex. I always love watching him on this map. I think he, you know, he's done a good job on this veto, and I think Fnatic have favoured at least as far as the maps go. But we also don't know what Big want to play with this roster, and they have really missed a timing here. But Brolin still has to cross with the bomb, and Big have just looked away. Will they stay on it? Yes. Searson, oh, dude, the timing could not be worse as Fnatic creepy crawl out Monster. If only Big had that info on Monster still, they would eventually see this bomb make it to B. Smooya's coming back to join. But Fnatic, they really are taking their time to consider that they are out Monster already. But Big have no clue. It's a retake setup, right? Essentially, you don't have a kit, but you've been forced into B water, and you think surely no one's coming out Monster this late in the round. Keto spotting and has been spotted as he jumps in the CT side. Fnatic now out on the side, but they've got to consider short, Harry. This is where the bulk of Big are.
Oh, they're going to look at it. They're going to spot Searson, but they still don't know numbers yet. You might start to expect with how much control you've gotten into this B site. And Searson will be a nuisance removing the first. This is where the con wrap is supposed to deal with it, and Crims will. Don't know how he made that a headshot, but he did. Now into this 3-on-3. Bomb down. Fnatic. Oh, they've lost Mezzy. Smooya will finally come in. Oh, that's better. That's more like it. Smooya with a double. And now Keto versus Crims. Tap on the bomb, baits the peek out of Monster, and Keto's reroute is good. He hits the timing, but Crims is going to win it out. Nice little pistol round there. Fnatic do pull up with the victory in the end.
Very scary round, though. I mean, a lot of whiffing coming out from Crims on the con flank, which was well timed, you know, considering Big were heavy set water. They do get backstabbed by that late lurk. And then Smooya, he recovers the PT50 and then comes in with a one tap. Stylish as ever. We got the player cams here. Big Smoo, first to start, rocking that orange jersey, and Mezzy as well. It's so nice to see the Brits here. And
yeah, come on, guys, you got to give it to us, right? It's been a long time, okay?
Yeah,
this
British
is what
core. Harry.
This is
isn't
what
just a couple of Brits
exactly
out in NA doing their thing. This is a core with some of Sweden's best.
Yeah, no, that's what makes it so cool. And, you know, like, mate, Britain and Sweden, we go back, I'm sure. Probably. I mean, actually, you know, I think there was that whole time period where, you know, we weren't so tight, but, you know, that's fine. The thing I you know, that makes me really happy is that Britain used to be a massive meme, and country itself still is. But in CS, you know, we're starting to get some names out there.
Definitely are.
People might think I'm patriotic. I ain't.
I just like Counter-Strike.
Not at all, actually.
Oh, 5 rifles in the second round for Fnatic. They are coming in with the big guns rather, against the big boys. And for the big boys, it's little guns, Harry. It's oldest time itself. Let's see. Now, if there's one thing I can rely on in this T side today, it's that Alex is going to be walking through the toilet smoke.
Yeah.
But Big, they probably know that. So the question is, will Alex be walking through the toilet smoke?
I feel like that's always part of the mind game, though. They go like, there's no way he's going to walk through. It's so obvious, man. It's just bad. It's just objectively, oh, he's done it and he's killed me. Okay. Yeah. No, I mean, you know, this is the guy who really popularized the move of, you know, making that happen, just walking smokes.
Yeah, why not? I like what Cassad said about the veto as well. Obviously, he's been around the block with and against Alex, and he's talking about Nuke, right? And that's the final map of this series. I think that's why I think, you know, it's one that Big have always played. I think Searson loves it. Tabson is a great ramp to lower player, and you know, on Nuke, that's one that Alex has always lent towards, right? Even back in the Cloud9 days, that brief stint, the first go-to map, the one map that they were actually at least winning on pretty consistently was Nuke, and that was alongside Mezzy as well. So it's definitely going to be that familiarity there for Fnatic. You know, we'll have to wait and see if we get to a third map. Who knows where this game is going? I can't wait to see if Faven pops off. He needs some big rounds here. But it's day one for Big. You know, Fnatic have had a little bit more breathing time. Good grenade, but nothing massive as Fnatic wait. Very quiet outside of the B site, right? Big don't actually know that there are all 5 players here. Con getting cleared in the meantime. Grim's doing it loudly, and that's going to make those A players get concerned. Door off. Quito gives it a go, but Big, only 3 players here. He's going to re-smoke Monster. That's a sexy lineup. Oh, and he spotted 2 that time. So a bit more info for Big. Maybe they'll lean back, draw the scout into heaven.
Yeah, very measured in this round for Fnatic. Big.
Monster flash.
Yeah, looking like they want to take a peek, and Quito does have that flashbang. It's going to pop, allow this swing, and the timing on that is great. No one was anti-flash, so all 3 were blinded. No chance at a trade there.
Yeah.
This is a nice start to the round for Big. Everyone down towards this B site. Mezzi's going to try and get it back under control. Try as he might, though. Not enough to get past Quito, is it? And now it is just Crims all alone. He's going to get cut down, and Quito's the Eagle pops off at the very end. Puts that round on the board for Big.
Yeah.
You know, mate, those monster flashes, devastating. Really devastating at that.
And that comes off of the taps and rotate, right? We get that jump spot. I think it was Quito at short. Got all the info. Got 2 players down B right now. Fnatic are very quiet. Searson scouting A has seen nothing. And so Tapson goes, screw it, I'm a gamble. Moves into heaven. Lights up Fnatic with flashbangs. And Big just run over them. So, yeah, a bit of a slow B approach there for Fnatic. But no picks are being given over. Searson now scouting mid yet again, and oh, it's a dunk. Oh no, it's not. It's 1 damage. It looks pretty good, man, but Brolin ran right through it. And now Fnatic try and run through Big here in middle. Everyone in position. Late monster player of Mezzi coming back after trying to sell some map control. Smooth with a lovely deeg. Searson wants the gun, but they've seen his barrel. They know he's there. The smoke gives it up, and they're going to go through. Of course they are, hunting this close player. Searson can't make up his damn mind. He's a little rusty, perhaps. Pistol out, does get a kill, and Tizian's helped as well. He's coming up on the con flank. Favin is rather smooth. Has found his 2nd deeg, but Quito with the AK is tearing them to shreds. And now it's O'Brolin. Only 1 kill. Quito with a triple on the top site, and that was messy for Big, but they keep it under wraps.
Yeah, obviously, you know, folks might forget it, but Smooya used to be the big green man in Big, right?
Yeah.
We had that time period, obviously, back with Old Mate God B in the roster, but that means he's familiar with folks like Tabson. And I know that Smooya, you know, still gets on with all these guys. You know, they have good banter together. So I can only imagine what's being said in the server chat, right? He'll always tell you how cracked Tabson is, or how this guy just, you know, is like the devil incarnate in game.
And that is so true, right? Like, so many people leaning towards the idea of why has Tabson not, you know, gone to quote-unquote greener pastures or left this team, but it's so cool to see him dedicated to not only German CS, but also this organization, and, you know, through thick and thin, trying to keep them together, and trying to find that next level of roster. So, yeah, Big right now, clean start to this game. They lose Pistol, but they've come in with the goods. And you talk about that head-to-head, Harry. Well, we already had it to close out the year back at IEM Winter. Fnatic won that game 2-1 with an overtime closer on Nuke. So, yeah, we've already seen this series before recently, and now with Big having even more firepower, it's even more exciting.
We're going to have this orb holding over towards toilet. Searson bringing that out. No longer relegated down to the scout. Ooh. Rifles out in middle, and Tabson's going to try to get away. Now, he does have Searson watching over him. Oh, Brolin on the receiving end of that. And while this has happened, Tizian smoke spam someone somewhere.
In connector. Crims, he's been lurking
that's
every
devastating.
round. They naded the door off right, pretty common, but he's not just spamming the wood, he's actually double short again. Big have had all the water control in this map from Pistol. They've been in this position, and Fnatic need to get him out. Smooya's clearing toilets, but he knows Searson's AWP isn't far. He's already picked Brolin towards Party, who managed to bait 1 shot, but not enough. It's got to end B here for Fnatic. The question is, will Smooya join them, or is he trying to sell a bit of a fakie? There's 3 on top right now, so Smooya can keep them there. That would at least give his team a chance to get into the B site. Tizian has no utility. Favin does, but he's back towards Graffiti right now. A molly comes in from heaven. That early rotate from Big is very well timed. Keto now pushes himself into this lower site. The pacing of this round is really slow for Fnatic, and it almost feels obvious that it's going to end lower. Smooya throwing one long smoke has not sold much. A bit of a self-nade there for Faven, but not the end of the world. 15 seconds, and they need to get these kills.
Yeah, in they come. Alex with the opener. And also, that's the bomb now spotted. And, oh, Mezzi is going to help him out.
Maybe.
They managed to get in, but with Searson here and not missing a beat, he might have been a little bit rusty in that anti-eco round, but he hits the shots with the orbs, makes it look easy.
Yeah, it was more just like, when I called him rusty, it was more just like he didn't know what he wanted to do there. He was trying to back out, he was trying to pull a nade, then he pulled a pistol, then he was just all over the place while he was getting rushed. But as far as hitting your shots going and finding fast flicks, Searson is the man to look out for in this game. Smooya is going to have his work cut out for him. That much is safe to say, especially with a CT-sided start for Big on Overpass. It's an AWP's paradise. And, well, talking of paradise, I've heard the Big house. It's pretty damn nice, and I don't mean prison.
Yeah, no, I mean, doesn't look like one, does it, mate? They're living a life of luxury over here. I see Searson's monitors off in the background. And so, yeah, he's sat at home.
Yeah, I wonder if regularly at home. He likes the challenge of playing with the worst
Dude,
internet.
that's what I was going to say. I wonder if he's moved or something. Because the thing with this guy, right, not many people know it, but we used to joke about it every now and again. You know, back when we used to play in, like, you know, when we'd be casting like Pro League and other, like, European events going on, when he'd be playing from home, especially during the COVID era, everyone would be like, yeah, you know, he lives in like a small little village and the internet just isn't very good. So you'd never have him on like player cams. He'd drop out from the server every now and again. Like,
yeah, I wonder, with a cam up, does that mean
yeah, right? That's what's making me curious.
I hope so. But he's still not with the big boys.
Where do you live?
Yeah, give me your address, buddy. I'll be right there. I'll bring a router with me. Oh, nades could be good. The jump, oh, they've already cleared it, but just moving off in time. Very close for Keto, and that's just massive info. So yeah, Fnatic resetting mid is a nice idea here. It's so common on an eco. If you lob those nades, you will just charge B because you've lost your element of surprise, and you're scared of a mid take. But Big don't throw themselves deep mid. Tabson spots, he gets deeged, and now he knows that Fnatic are trying to long out this round and play for damage. So back to long for Fnatic. Searson scoped up toilet, and Tabson is on his own.
Yeah, but these are the kind of spots that this guy excels in, and he's even got support coming in from Keto at long. Tabson, he doesn't need help, does he? Steals the show. Searson wants two of his own, and he'll get them both.
One health, of course.
Yeah, just manages to get out of there. Little 99 with the Deagle. It's all well and good.
How many hits is that with Deagle? 2 or 3? Is that 3 low damage shots with the Deagle?
Could have been like a tag through the lip of the wall, right? But I don't know.
Or is it 2
up close?
chest
I think
shots?
It might be 2 up close.
Maybe you're the wrong person to ask, even though you're a Deagle, because you only hit them in the head,
yeah.
and that does a lot of damage.
Exactly, it's 108.
Yeah, why shoot them anywhere else? Just shoot them in the head. 5-1. This is a brilliant start for Big right now, but we do have Smooya's first AWP, and he has the spawn. So mid is his. He runs the Molotov, but Searson is nowhere to be seen. Starting B on a quad setup with the AWP in heaven. Big, of course, you know, I don't need to say it, but I will. Oh, wow, that's a camera shot. Hello. Very nice. The door getting blown off every single time is a pretty standard CT start. It means you get to spam from B very easy. It means you can get a lot more info. Con players have to sometimes use a smoke if they want to clear con from bottom and go back up to middle, and that's a lot of utility wasted on an AX deck. And just the fear that anyone can come through at any time with no warning.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, it even makes, like, rotates that much better, right? Because you don't have to give the noise cue over. You're also paranoid. It makes the boost on B really overpowered because, like, they just see your feet. You just get spammed, you die. That's why you need to waste that smoke that you talk about.
Oh, he hit it.
Searson gonna win that AWP fight out just barely, right? Both players landing a tag, but Searson coming out ahead.
Yeah, Smooya faster, but Searson more accurate. And Faven. That's more like it. Quick drop after the shot. They know they've got him trapped, but ooh, the headshot doesn't come in. That's a bit awkward for Alex. He needs the frag and he gets it. More re-aggression. How does he live through that spray? How does he live at all? I know the flash is good, but he should be a dead man and trying to reset. Tabson is coming in for the kill. Surely his. Now out monster. It felt obvious at this point. 20 seconds. You've got to get this kill. Searson can stop a plot. They run him down. That's the bomb. If Searson hit the kill, maybe there was a way in. You'd love to go A, but you've got to commit to the fights. And Brolin will, hitting every headshot in the lower sight. No time to go anywhere else. And Searson just overrun by that B drop. That was ballsy by Mezzi.
Yeah, I actually love the idea of this like Mezzi Brolin tag team. I think together they're going to be capable of some very wild stuff, as we just saw there, right? When Alex is dead, the guy that can kind of rein you in a bit, you know, like slow you down, and it's just the two fresher-faced players, right? They're going to get a little more freestyly with it.
Nice little 2-on-3 there. And mate, Alex wins the round for Fnatic. You know, that double kill up short should never have happened, especially with some of the util coming in. Good boost with the flash, and that one's gonna hurt. By the time it fades, it's already too late. Double up for Quito. And we're seeing, you know, a lot of these boosts have been, oh my goodness, tabseN with the drop timing. And this round is already pretty cooked, Harry.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if this were like VP, mate, they'd be saving already.
How does Alex do this?
I never get it, mate. I never get it. Like,
Flashes
should just be dead.
Yeah. tabseN waits till he stops shooting to peek and still dies.
Now in with a chance, right? 2-on-3, not a great chance, especially with Alex so low. And the fact he's just sitting back in T-spawn, holding for aggression. Gonna leave Brolin to try and work this A control. And if he gets away with a kill, maybe that forces rotates, right? Maybe that scrambles Big away from this B site. Brolin all kind of hinging on his success right now. Makes his presence known over towards A. And you're hoping that that keeps two players here. If you look at the minimap, it's done exactly that for now. Just a question of how long. And I think really, if you're Fnatic, you kind of wanted him to get a kill out of this, right? To apply a bit more pressure, to find that even odds. Not really content with just the info plate. And so now you're going to set up to move into this B bomb site. Alex.
Oh dear.
Miss smoke. They come. That Molly's going to hold back one of these players,
dear.
but mollied out from the site is Alex, and there's Quito to close. So Big, yeah, kind of claps upon them there.
Yeah, that's a weird one, crossing with the bomb out as well. I guess the molly gave you a false sense of security, but that's also making the call that, like, yeah, we faked them out, boys, there's 3A. And I don't think Big were ready to make that mistake as things got very quiet after Brolin made contact. They just kept Favn back in graffiti.
So Christian Lenz, for anyone who doesn't know him, he's the Chief Gaming Officer over at Big Clan. Lovely guy, by the way, lovely dude. He did let me know that Searson got fiber. He had to wait 2 years. He ordered it 2 years ago, and they only just put it in December. But it's been working now for a while. So, Searson, welcome to the modern age.
The current year, yes. Out of the cave.
Oh, dude, that's a nice feeling, though. I grew up in a small village in Britain, and it's much the same, right? Like, internet there just doesn't exist. Everyone's still sending letters to one another if you want to communicate. Oh, yeah, I got to go up Adam's house later, but he does live 30 minutes away. It's a long walk. That's literally the age you're in. But there we go. Searson, the modern man. And look at what it's doing for him.
Yeah.
He's having a great game right now. You can feel the megabytes. Here we go. Over in mid. tabseN. Speaking of megabytes, it's a big chomp out of Fnatic in this round, isn't it? Another 3K from tabseN. Whoa, Searson. Here we go. What can a little more speed do to a guy like Searson?
Oh, up con, he's heard them. Crimson and Eagle not hitting a thing in the face, and Tizian's going to stop it right there in its tracks. 7-2, and it's a beautiful start for Big. There's no other way to frame it. We had that little clutch round out of Brolin and Mezzi, but otherwise, Fnatic, they've had nothing to show in this T-half. Another AWP for Searson. Smooya will meet him there. Both rounds for Smooya, he's been, both AWP rounds for Smooya, he's fought Searson, legged him. Second one, he got flash peaked on the boost on B short. So let's see what the game plan is for this one. Mezzi just doing his B defaulting early, throwing that short molly, trying to stop the control that Big keep getting. And tabseN's in connected this time, trying to get that same bit of information, a bit safer. Nade goes in, but Mezzi's already out. And he just keeps up pressure on B while Fnatic slow work mid. When you know Searson's in the server with an AWP, you're very scared of this middle toilet's long area. Nothing is clear, and especially not B. Look at this aggression. 3 players walking into B water. There is no A info right now for Big. They just have tabseN and Con. And at a certain point, Quito needs to make that rotate up because timings could have been hit. However, they haven't. Big know they've set enough, fear in Fnatic with this AWP that Fnatic are not rushing in anytime soon. Good molly, but the flash comes in through Con, and Crims can't see a thing. Tizian gets that kill, but Quito's rotate's cut off. Here's the backstab. Dink onto Brolin from Tabson. A weird old 3-on-3 with a bomb. Very delayed. Brolin needs to assist Mezzi on this cross, and they haven't even cleared long, so he's got to go past connector. This could be the end of him.
Oh, yeah, that's the bomb. Tizian on this rotate now. And with Brolin dinked from earlier, Tizian's going to finish the job that Tabson started. Alex might have gotten all this deep A control, but the A site, without the bomb, that's like CSGO without an internet connection. It just doesn't make sense. Here we go. Looping back. He's got 25 seconds. This should be undoable, mate. Big winning the round from that one kill on the crossing player. Unless Alex manages to waltz in.
Impossible. Even if he kills 2 here in middle, the Fathom's going to run away. You can't win the round, so it's all about damage. None of it, just his head. Tizian with a beautiful 4K up that con rotate. And let's talk about that as well, right? Because the reason Fnatic actually lose the round in the 3-on-3 is because Mezzi goes short. Why does he go short, you may ask? Because they haven't seen Searson. That he has not been spotted. He has been on A almost every single round, other than the quad B start twice. And Fnatic have never realized that. So Mezzi's thinking that, yeah, Searson's probably AWPing long. Alex maybe has called that. Him and Brolin are on a site without seeing with the AWP in a 3-on-3 with Searson alive. They're getting terrified. But Big's entire round was just taking B water, and then they had that layered con flank. Tabson going up first. He started there from mid, and then Tizian coming up the second man. And because you've already killed a guy con, and you never had the B control, Fnatic think, yeah, this is our best bet. Avoid the potential AWP, and we've already killed connector, but there was so much more for Big. The B water control right now is wrecking Fnatic. And even the one time they took it, Harry, they got that flash boost play. Like, we've seen so many answers from Big on the CT side. They've been so proactive at getting info. And Searson has yet to miss a shot with the AWP. So what's the way in? You're thinking fast rounds, but Big now have the money and they have the util to stop monster rushes.
Oh, yeah. And, you know, fast rounds, what I think Fnatic, what I think Alex, I don't really think, you know, like mega speedy as such. More so kind of this slow-paced, almost trying to find like gaps, trying to hit timings, right? I think that's why you see so many smoke walks out of the guy. He knows that, you know, after about 45 seconds, you know, things like that maybe aren't being as accounted for. You're not holding for a rush. And so a lot of these rounds fitting into this kind of slower style right now. And it feels like, you know, Big are benefiting from that in a lot of ways. You know, they're very, very quick with these rotations. Sometimes just having a player float between sites till they know what's up. I think Quito's actually been a big part of that as well. Like, down on B, this guy spends more time in the air than he does on the ground. He's constantly peeking angles just to make sure, like, yeah, no one's short, no one's monster. I've been securing information for days, mate. And that's freeing up, you know, someone from this B site to play that very, very fast rotation at the drop of a hat. You've never really been worried about getting overwhelmed, right? Normally a kill comes in and then Fnatic poise for a while before, you know, and they pause and they slow it down before setting up to go for the play. You've never really had kill come in, immediately 5 guys pushing on the back of it. So Big are feeling pretty content right about now. Brolin dead to open up this little D ground. Here's what looks like a bit of an explosive play out through the toilets, right? Pace change is quite nice. It's slow in the beginning, and they are pushing in the final 15 seconds, but it's meant to be more explosive. However, as mentioned, this rotate player, this time it is Quito himself, gonna come up, gonna help out at A. You might believe it's clear, but it's not. There's still that third player there.
Dude, that was a bit of a weird one there because Searson was covering Tabson's toilet, and then he threw a molly in so Tabson could play close for Divider. And the molly in the last second ticks and hits Tabson in the back of the legs, and then Fnatic hear it and they go, well, he's close, and they clear him. You think that's a problem, but it's like, oh no, Searson's fine. He's got the AWP, he's on the site. And Quito just blocks him, runs in the way, and takes all the eco frags. Quito, cold-hearted killer, and he's going to stop Searson from getting it going. But 3K in the round, no problem. And Big just keep up appearances. Fnatic can't catch a break. Even that boost on long picked Brolin. Big are not running out of ideas. No time soon. And this is the first peek into Searson's bedroom you may ever have had.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen it. Is that eye drops or is that some nasal spray on the desk behind him?
None of your business, Harry.
Yeah, true. Good point.
Fnatic, what is their go-to? What is their solution right now? Do we have that money? We do. Rifles out, no AWP for Smooya, but it's not like it's really been saving Fnatic anyway when it has been in play. It's been a very quiet one across the board. Just that one clutch out round and a pistol that Crim's barely converted. Mezzi goes back to his B-Water stuff, but is he going to take it? It's really hard to take it when you're on your own. You would love a teammate flashing you in because you know you're going to be focused on smoking the Molotov that Big are consistently throwing. They don't have that water control. And in fact, that was a grenade through Monster that bounced on the stairs. That's a dirty little trick from Faven. Mezzi gets bullied by that HE. Fnatic take long though. Finally, at this point, you've got to get rid of Searson or you're not going to get on this T side, and that's it for Smooya. He gets, was it through the corner? Yeah, there's a bullet hole in the corner. Just crouched on the edge of it, gets the pick on the AWP, but now you can go pick that up, and you're low, so it's a perfect combo for Smooya if he can get there. Big might want to move in to deny that part. If you keep Crimson connector now, he can deny rotates, and Fnatic can work this A site and not have to worry about this backstab flank. But Kito's here to take the AWP out of play. That could be massive. They might even flash him through, but it would have to be Tabson. Tizian's got no util. Fnatic are not running to get this AWP, not yet. There we go.
He's given over all his nades because he's about to go for the push. Kito's going in, mate.
Oh, the nade. Did it blow the AWP back?
I don't know.
I'll have to wait and see.
Nade it long. Oh, Smooya's at 1 HP. And there's Tabson with the swing. Dude, it's terrifying. When this guy peeks you, it's like 3 people are going to die. You just get to decide which 3. That's what it feels like, at least. Up close. Sure, he's traded after 1, but it goes both ways. And Smooya, as mentioned, 4 down to just 1 point of health earlier on. He's out of there, mate. He's running away with this AK. Big don't even want to let him save. Oh, they might not have a choice in the matter. It looks like he's evaded capture for now, has Smooya. Still 10-2. This is about as dominant as they come on this CT side. Yeah. You know, if you manage to salvage like a 5-round half, maybe you can still make something of it. But at that point, it involves going flawless from this point on for Fnatic. And it's really, you know, nothing's leaping out at me that's going to change anytime soon. Got to say, out of the 4 incumbent big players, right? They're looking real good. Faven hasn't really seen too much action. He's just been playing down on B. You know, they came B a little bit in the early stages of this one, but in these last, 8 rounds, it's largely been these defaults over towards A and Con, so he's just barely been involved in the gunfight.
3 and 4. I thought he was a firepower, Harry. What's he doing? Not had to do much here to stop these B hits. And Tabson, those were some filthy shots out long last round. We even had, like you said, that flash dropped over and the re-aggression close on bathrooms. Alex got full blinded by it, and we never saw Fnatic try and get that AWP back. It was saved by Tabson, so Searson's armed once again for free, and Fnatic just back on their laurels with more AKs. Searson on a long peak. You've not seen an AWP on long this entire map. And Smooya, okay, he is getting the better of Searson now. Double smoke walk on both sides. It's 3 for Fnatic though, and finally traded by Mezzi. He's got that B control. He's assisted by Crims there, and oh, it's a messy shot for Tabson. It's a rare miss. Right now, Fnatic waltzing out B, but they decide to bail. They know with 1 player at A, the other has to be B. They don't have to rush this one in 2 separate 2-on-1s. They'd rather just group and go together. That gives time for Big to make the read and make the call. And if Tabson can drop lower, we might see a chance still for Big in this round.
Yeah, Tabson is Mr. Multi-kill, and he is donning that AWP. This guy...
Okay.
Quito with the double, and suddenly this was a 2-on-4, and Quito has brought it to the 1v1 single-handedly. The nade onto Mezzi is massive, mate. He's low on HP. And now just Tabson left to beat. He nails the shot. And mate, like that's going to demoralize you. That's a 4-on-2 that you should have had in the bag. Quito damn near single-handedly wins the round, and then Tabson's there to close it.
Where I'm from, Harry, we call that round a tilter. That's a little 2-on-4 out of Big, and unbelievable stuff to do it. Quito muscles his way through this B site. 18 and 6 on Quito, 17 and 9 on Tabson. Faven's still silent, and it literally does not matter. Fnatic cannot catch a break. And even though Smooya in these last couple of rifle rounds has with his AK headshot Searson before the AWP comes in, it's not like Fnatic haven't managed to figure out that AWP, but it's not doing them any favors right now. There's another shot for Smooya, the king of opening right now for Fnatic, but closing seems to be the problem. Again, the bounce nade out monster. If Alex shoots it to freebie, keep your gun out, buddy. They're both in the smoke, and Alex seems aware of the possibility. Playing with a bit of cover, he can still get insta-headshot through this mantle, and he will! Faven! That's more like it. Big bounce out with a 4-on-4.
Faven's like, God, so this is what it feels like to play. This is what you guys have been getting to do the whole time? Wow, this is fun. All right. Crims, at least keeping it in the advantage of Fnatic, but Faven's going to get boosted. He's decided, like, guys, I want to actually be involved in a fight, please. And, well, he's winning them, so who could blame the guy? Going to reclaim the even odds, the 3-on-3. Brolin's going to be lurking over here towards A. Will eventually decide to bow on out. And honestly, I kind of like this move, right? Just grouping. I don't think you need to split up at this point. Even odds. When you were 4-on-3, you were feeling good about having Brolin there. After losing Crims, they just recommit into the 3-man B play. Now, Keto's gained the info. It's definitely not A. You've seen the Heaven smoke at this point. And this is the part where it gets a little bit awkward, right? You've smoked off Heaven. That already kind of dropped a hint that maybe Big should rotate a second player down, but then the delay has allowed Keto to really confirm that, yeah, this is the commitment, it's not a fake. They're moving in. Faven, 2 kills to his name in this round already. Gonna need to get more out of him, but he will get silenced by Brolin. And so now just Keto gonna get mocked up by Mezzi, and finally Fnatic are able to break this humongous streak that Big have been on. Come in with a 3rd round, but is that going to be the difference maker?
It's hard to think so, right? Yeah, I think Big get a bit ahead of himself in that round. Like, Faven does a really good job of conceding after both picks, but it was Searson who walked down connector with the AWP into the open doorway. And yeah, Big have liked B short, but that was just a solo play on your own. And we know Fnatic have been running really slow T-side rounds. They've just not had maybe the map control that they need in some of these rounds, but even so, Searson kind of just walked to his own demise there. Smoothie with a lot of opening picks in both bomb sites. Alex fast out middle, and that's more like it. Catching Tabson playing with nades and trying to retreat. I was wondering when that would happen, because Tabson's been getting away with a lot of aggro mid and late returns, late double backs. Nice kill for Brolin, keeps this round up for Fnatic. Smoothie ran right past Keto. Just trying to take the space, leaving the kill to Brolin. Crims, he's in con, but this is a bit awkward now. Don't tell me we're going to see a repeat for Mezzi. He has to go long. It has been cleared, and they're both coming up connector. The 3rd player of Tizian rotating CT. Crims could still backstab, but this timing is not aware for Fnatic. You can see he doesn't know. He's about to find out. There's still another man in toilets, and Faven, he could win this entire round.
Yeah, emerging now. Fires off pretty early, but there's Tizian. Mate, both the A players are now dead. You're having to retake A again if you're Fnatic. This is falling apart. Only Mezzi left. Big managed to find this perfect little window in between the waves of T players. And Mezzi, they once had A. They don't anymore. He's 1v2 and has to move in. Like this round was being played from the beginning, mate. He has no idea what's happening at this point.
I don't think he'll even, straight up insta-plant for CT. He'll have to fake it because he thinks Tizian's CT. Tizian's crossed into toilet to play with Faven. He knows about Faven, but Tizian is fighting first. That could do Mezzi favors, but he now spots both. Fake out 10 seconds, a flash is in, or the nade rather, trying to isolate Mezzi in a 1v1. Tizian, he's chasing him down. Mezzi on the top of the box, and Tizian wins the round, 12-3. Nice try for Mezzi. He figured out where they both were, but he just couldn't close it in time, and that clock does no favors. Oh, NKJ's got to be feeling pretty feisty right now,
yeah, mate,
with how well Big are playing on this CT half, and you can see it coming out in Tabson's cam.
Yeah,
still vocal as ever.
Dude, Tabson's always a super vocal and emotional player. Like, I love the way that he moves, man. He's so animated when he's on camera. Yeah,
You're shaking your hands around the room.
Of course. I mean, it's just, dude, Tabson, let's talk about him a little bit, because we mentioned him at the beginning, and when they're 12-3 up, I don't even really want to focus in on Fnatic. I want to just pat Big on the back for what we're getting out of them right now. Little B pop first, and then I'll return to my fan fiction on Tabson. Here's the pop. Crims dinked right away.
Ouchie.
Oh, it's a nice flash to render a lot of these players blind, and that gets Alex one freebie. Mezzi and Alex kills a piece on the B-hold, and even though you've done so much damage, you haven't found a kill yet. Finally, Tizian changes that, but it's only one. And so Fnatic, they at least come in swinging with a pistol. Maybe still some legs on this game yet. We'll have to wait and see. I also wonder if Big are going to force buy up. But yeah, no, mate, tabseN is a very, very interesting guy. You know, he's... As you touched upon earlier, he made that decision to stick around in the German scene for the longest time. And mate, there were times where people were saying, like, dude, he just needs to get out. You know,
yeah,
like it's
he's a world-class player.
The thing about tabseN that people don't necessarily understand when you first look at this guy, he has done everything to be successful. He has IGL'd, he's played rifle, he can AWP. This guy is the jack of all trades in Counter-Strike. He does everything, but also seemingly bit of a master at every single one of those roles,
absolutely.
right? Famously, when Smooya was even in this team for a while, there were times where tabseN would be that AWPer instead of him, right? That started to happen towards the end of his tenure there. Then we saw him start to take the IGL responsibilities when GOB stepped away. It really, whatever was required of him to build a successful team, tabseN just went, yep, I'll do it, and I'll become one of the best at it. Yeah. And, you know, you cannot shake that sort of work ethic. Right, he is a phenomenal player. He stayed true to wanting to build a German CS team that could compete on the world stages in spite of everyone telling him that you know, this is how your career dies, bro. And through just sheer persistence and a will to work at it, he's been able to help craft this big squad. He really is like a hero of German Counter-Strike.
Oh, this is a little timing play for Smooya. He doesn't hear them, but they've just crossed past him. Oh, there's a spot. Keto seen. Smooya round in the palm of his hand, and a double kill right there on his plate. He'll chow down. 4 on 3, and oh, Broda can't pick an angle to look at. He had cover from the site. Smooya reactivates. He's down low, but he does finish a kill. Crims with another, and CASA Scout is good, but no task with no armor. Yeah, going back to tabseN as well, it's like, you know, it's not just people saying like, oh mate, you could be doing so much better. There's no doubt that this guy has had offers from tier 1 teams.
He's fluent in English, and
like he could come in, he could do whatever he wants, right? He could come in, he could in-game lead, he could come in, he could just be the star rifler, like the guy with all the eyes on him. And I have no doubt if you put him in a roster, you know, an example like a FaZe Clan or like a Mouse Sports, maybe higher even the Mouse Sports, like he could be like a star rifler, and he could be, you know, the carry of the team. He's already the carry of Big while in-game leading. And actually, it's not like tabseN is lacking tactically. It's not like, you know, it's showing. You think as star fraggers are becoming game leaders, either they force the team around them, and that can sometimes be to the detriment, or they struggle at fragging. I feel like tabseN does neither of those two things, and that's so rare in a successful in-game leader. I think the only thing that you can make the argument for Big, which is why we're talking about tabseN in this way, is like Big, with these rosters, with these German rosters, haven't been that world-class team that maybe they want to be. And they haven't been that top 5 roster. They've had good tournaments. They've picked up massive wins, but they've not been maybe where they want to be. Hell, this is Big, who won the last Funspark Ulti last year. If you remember that game, it was over Extra Salt in a BO5. It went the full distance. And so, you know, both those teams here now, at least Extra Salt Core now in Cole, will be coming up later for all you NA fans. And they'll be up against Gambit. But Big won that last BO5. They won that last championship. But I think it's all about maintaining that consistency. And maybe they couldn't get it with Gade. But this firepower addition of Farven, you know, I think we have high hopes for it. Even Maui on Snake and Banter called them to be maybe a top 5 team after some time. We'll see if that one materializes. But I don't want to doubt Big off the bat. I want to give them the chance to prove themselves. And at 12-5 against Fnatic, it's a damn good start.
Dude, like, don't get me wrong, maybe this is a bit of an audacious comparison, but in the same way that, like, people were always rooting for Simple's success because he's such a good player individually and he wanted to win a major with Na'Vi, right? And it's like, you find yourself going, well, at some point this guy has to win.
Sure.
I get similar feelings from tabseN just because it's like, you know...
like Nico. There's another example,
like a Nico, exactly, right? It's like individually, just such a raw, talented individual with the work ethic to back it up and the will to win, exactly. That you find yourself going, mate, at some point this guy has to have his moment. He has to have, and I very much get those feelings with tabseN as well. You know, mate,
Clone Final's nice, but
exactly, right? And I mean, I can't imagine what that would have been like for those guys, right? Like in Cologne of all places, home crowd, and it was a wild crowd from what I've seen. Not quowed, sorry.
No.
Little
Cloud now.
Cloud now. Cloud now.
Cloud now. Ah, yeah.
And of course, you know, that famously was with some of you in the squad. So, you know, there's the link
I
in
heard
once
that
again.
he shouldn't go heaven at that event.
Man, you know, God B was a cool dude as well. You know, the relationship between him and tabseN was always a wonderful one. I bet he imparted a lot of wisdom on the guy. God B, like the grandfather to German Counter-Strike nowadays. And, you know, tabseN very much the big daddy.
Oh, yeah, he the big daddy, all right. NKJ had Cologne pillows there in the background as well, if you caught that.
Of course he did.
Yeah, repping it, repping the hometown. Or at least the big city. Obviously, well, I guess not the big city, that would be Berlin, but, you know. There's no I in Berlin. Not yet. Maybe one day. And I hope to see Big there if that is the case. Right now, they're making a very convincing case for themselves in this game. They really had the number on Fnatic. Citizen's AWP has been fantastic, even though Smooya started to pick him later in the half. Some of the... Ooh, it's a big glass tap. Don't spill it. Oh, he's got smooth, steady hands.
Dude, he's... Look at that. This guy, if he had to perform emergency...
heart surgery?
Heart surgery...
Yeah. I trust him.
I would trust
Scalpel.
him. I would trust him.
Massive scalpel.
Down. It's just tabseN, a machete, and there's a bullet lodged in my chest. And Chabson, Dr. Chadson here has to save me, and I would trust him through and through,
absolutely,
every step of the way.
Yeah.
Now this guy.
Ooh, this is intense. This is intense.
I don't trust this guy one bit.
Ooh, he's looking shady.
All right. Tizian? Nah, dog. I've seen the way this guy gets it sometimes, mate. He's saying sometimes, ooh. Yeah, no, mate. And also, just the way he was staring into the camera made me feel like he would enjoy having my life in his hands. Whereas...
I don't know, dude. Have you seen Tizian's barrel flicks on this map?
Yeah, that's... actually, to be fair.
Oh, he got smooth hand-eye coordination.
Yeah, but then again, you know, the main thing about any surgical procedure is that, like, speed... is less important than precision, you'd like to think.
Yeah, there's never a talking point. Like, we're the best hospital in the world. We'll cut you open real fast.
Yeah, we're the fastest hospital in the world.
You'll be off the operating bed in 45 minutes and straight to the morgue.
Yeah.
Just like that.
We'll get you somewhere in very quick time.
Did you hear about the guy who went for a nap in a crematorium and they cremated him?
No, they didn't.
Apparently that happened.
No.
But I don't know why you would fall asleep on a body bed in a crematorium.
Ooh.
Yeah, imagine you go that way. Did you know
at
some
that's
point...
awful. That's horrific.
Yeah, at some
Way
point...
to bring the mood down.
Yeah, at some point... I'll bring it back up.
Okay.
At some point during the cremation cremation process, the body and the meat is cooked to the perfect temperature for consumption.
Oh, nice. I mean, yeah, that just makes sense. It's that's just how that is.
What's your favorite way to eat human meat?
On my knees. Right. So
well, no coming back from that one.
Oh, thank God the tech pause is over, right?
Woo. It's getting a bit hot in here. Crikey, Harry. How does he do it? How does he do it? Save us from this big... Or Fnatic, I don't care. Someone win around.
Yeah, it's another one of these ecos looming. You know, they've got that going for them on the side of Fnatic. They're going to have a little freebie coming up now. Smooya, chance to make some money. He's already got $4,000. That AWP is coming out regardless. But he's looking to make more money with the MP9. Yeah. And there's no time like the present. For the present is a gift.
And gift is poison, at least in Danish. My very limited vocab. Deeks out for the boys. German Deeks. They've got that extra twang, that extra twist. And they creepy crawl right through connector. Send the Glocks first. Someone's got to die. It may as well be tabseN in this position. Fnatic are very passive though. Playing AAA right now on the bomb side. Actually, sorry, it's a Heaven player for Mezzi. He's just lent down to beat. And Big really taking their time with this one, but they will be grouping Monster, Molly for the barrel, I presume, and a couple of flashy washies to get them in prime position.
Yeah, if anything bad happens in this round, I'll be a little worried for Fnatic. It should be a nice clean round, right? You're aiming to try and keep, really, I'm going to say 4 alive. I'll give you 1 death. You know, someone might overstep, but 5, that's even better. No one oversteps, no one gets too ahead of themselves there. And, you know, I don't think you can at this kind of scoreline. So now, here's the buy for Big. The AWP coming out right away for Searson. We get to have that head-to-head between him and Smooya. And something that you mentioned, right, was towards the end of that first half, the duel started to get won out by Smooya. Early on, it was definitely Searson wrecking him time and time again. Ooh, 5-man boost for... Oh, bloody hell. Alex is lucky.
Dodged it, mate.
Alex is lucky indeed, but he heard the boost, right? And so what that's going to do is trigger Smooya, well, not like that, but, you know, like trigger him to push over towards long and take this ground with the AWP. He's holding this aggressive line. Now, 2 players walking his way through the park. He sees the barrel.
No, you can't play cricket this quick with an AWP.
Oh, yeah, only 1. tabseN's going to punish it right away.
Maybe if he clicked quicker, he could have lined up the second. The spacing was a bit wide, but if you're trying to trigger this point with an AWP, unless they line up for collapse, you're in trouble there. So that's a bit awkward. Also, just making sure you don't miss the shot. But only 1 for Smooya, 2 committed there with the AWP to get out alive. Now Big, they've got that AWP pick and they know they've ruffled Fnatic's feathers, who are now AAA. Alex is getting concerned. He's going to start heading down lower, and that's exactly where he'll meet Big. We had a lot of these similar rounds in Fnatic's T-side where they'd be in these 4-on-2s, 4-on-3s, but Big would still win on the defense. I like how Alex is now entrenched. He's not playing a retake setup. He's got to go down with his ship like a true captain, but he also needs a multi-kill, or this round is dead. They're out Monster. He's looking at the smoke, and tabseN ran right towards him. Searson picks Mezzy out of heaven, and Crims is left alone. Not out of heaven, sorry, but I think that was the con rotate. But it doesn't matter. It's only Crims. And I don't know if he's up for the job. Nade is good. Crims with a spray, trying to force another peek. He will get it, but it's not how he wanted it to go. Fathom with the frag, and Big with the 13th.
And that's what a big part of me was worried about, right? Was that the moment, like, you know, yeah, these Atlantic Eco rounds, these Atlantic Force buys, it's all well and good, you know, like you're getting them, you're still winning your conversions from the pistol. The moment the big guns come back out, it all goes downhill for Fnatic. Gotta say as well, pretty quiet game from Brolin. He's someone who, back when Fnatic was full Swedish, you know, this was a guy where you could really start to tell whether or not Fnatic were gonna do well based on how he was playing. Sure. Like statistically, he was the guy topping charts a lot of the time, and so if he was having a bit of a rough game, you could normally tell it was gonna feel like an uphill battle. I miss that Brolin, man. I miss the Brolin that could. Dude, there's this one clip. I can't remember what event it was. He closed it out with now. But he's playing like CZ, Close Ramp Mirage. Yeah, dude. And he gets like this incredible mow down 3 or 4.
I feel like that was a Pro League finals.
I want to say finals, yeah.
Pro League finals. I think maybe it was Udensa, the closer.
Yeah, that sounds right.
The good old days, Harry. Yeah, maybe.
But dude, like, just used to be this guy who you could so dependably rely on to put up these incredible numbers. I feel like the consistency's kind of dropped off a little there. But a part of me really hopes that Alex is going to be able to get Brolin back to that lights-out, consistent player he was.
There's still hope for Fnatic, but all hope, Harry, relies on this rifle round. If they lose it, their money is bunked, and Big are going to close this map without a doubt. They've done a lurk smoke to A, but you use this smoke for fakes so often that Fnatic won't know that 4 players of Big are crawling behind it. Fathom's late to care a long lurker, to care this con rotate up that we saw, you know, let down Fnatic so many times, and there's a flank through toilets. Maybe there's hope. Smooya needs to hold. Smooya needs something. Brolin's dead after a dink, and Smooya's fired off too soon. tabseN trades, not even trade, just a free kill. And Fnatic, like said, with their money on the line and the A site gone, they've got to give it up. Allow Big to find their 14th in this map. Fnatic's pick in this series, and it's gone sideways. Yeah,
I mean, I'm not going to lie. You know, I was thinking with with the Overpass pick coming through, and this being a bit of a classic for Fnatic, I thought this was going to be a veto that was won out by the Fnatic squad. I really wasn't expecting something as dominant as this. Like, the scoreline's about to reach 14-6, and that might not feel like there's a tremendous amount of room between these teams, but I think it's a little bit misleading, what with the pistol, the conversions coming in, and even then, like...
Fnatic won both pistols in this match.
Yeah.
They only converted the second one, right? T-side, they got forced on by Deagles and they
But
lost
essentially, you've had 4 rounds riding on successive pistols.
Yeah,
So
I don't think anyone thinks a 14-6 is close. Don't worry, not really. And it's not even just the score, Harry. It's the way that Big did it. The amount of 2v4s or 3v4s that Big managed to pull out of the hat with Keto multi-killing on B, taps him with some incredible rounds. Searson, for the majority of the first half, was besting Smooya, or at least someone else was when he had the AWP. Smooya, I don't think he's... I'll check this, but I don't think he's had an AWP kill this game. At least on the T side, sorry. I'm trying to think, but it's none to have massive impact at least.
No, I mean, he was rifling a lot.
Yeah, he beat Searson near the end of the half, sure, but it didn't really change anything. And those rounds where Smooya was picking Searson were those ones where he was coming at mid, he was getting a pick on Searson in toilets, and they were going back to B and getting 2 on forward by the B hold. So... yeah, it's the way that Big have done this. It's not just the scoreline. The CT side has been incredible. Searson's been on one. Big have had all the info. Their B control, their water control was excellent on CT, and that was the main problem for Fnatic, getting con-flanked, walking into B stacks. I mean, this has been an excellent game for Big, and right there, forcing a save has meant Fnatic have to buy whatever the hell they can. And it's not enough. It's not a lot. Tizian's holding con. Fnatic boosting for B short. But no one's there. Big are walking through middle. And Tizian, as long as he waits, as this divider molly comes in, Keto can trap these players and connect to the molly's about to
mollying
things
both
up.
sides.
This is really awkward now. They know they've got Fnatic trapped.
They
in
just
the
double
box.
smoked them.
And bye-bye, you're going to get cleaned out. There's only one kill. I thought he saw the legs. Apparently not. They've discounted it, but turning around is Searson. Even though he dies, the trade is imminent. 4 on 2 now. Keto on 1 health, and Smooya trying to make a hero play.
He's going to have to make a hero play, mate. You know, there's no room for you to get a one and done here. If you want to somehow win this round, Smooya needs something from this position.
Oh,
and,
no. Oh, where are they?
Yeah, he's going to get it.
Okay.
But only 1. And as we said, mate, you can't afford the one and done here. You needed to do something miraculous with the Deagle.
Smooya's had AWPs dangled in front of him like a carrot on a stick for a donkey this entire game. The AWP's sitting there in middle, he knows he can't get. Earlier when he picked Searson and got legged, there was an AWP at divider he couldn't get. Tabson naded it back. Like, he has just had AWPs dangled in front of him, and none of them to be picked up. Mezzi alone in nowhere, in no man's land. The only man in this land is Mezzi. B is free, and A is getting corrupted. You could argue saving, but in a 1v3 with a kit, this is probably one of your better bets. Good nade, he's got the lineup.
That speaks volumes for how this game's going as well. Like, this is one of the better situations. Mezzi, yes!
Clutch shot.
That's more like it. Little double up. Tizian and Tabson both caught. Second man and nades out, was not ready for the swing. Favon just playing around the bomb. And he's not going to be overzealous here. He's not going to go swinging. Mezzi's going to have to bait him out into the open. That involves tapping this bomb. That involves getting his attention. Favon does need to peek this. Make sure it's not being stuck. And he just wins the fight first time around. That's clean. Gets a little nervous there, but Favon holds his own in the clutch. And whenever you let this guy actually play rounds, he does offer up the goods.
Absolutely, that's what he's here for, right? You know, good debut for Favon. Didn't need to go nuclear, but wins the 1v1 that shuts out Fnatic's hope in this map.
Something else about Big, mate. I feel like they're actually a team that, coming off of a player break, are always like really quite terrifying. Some teams, it takes them a while to like warm up and get into it, but I think Big, they go like so hard when it's, you know, like the on season. I get like, you know, when like the games are being played and you're off that player break, they go hard, man. These guys are playing in everything that they can to keep their performance at its peak. And sometimes, you know, as we kind of saw, I think it was 2020, it can have downsides, right? They went like really, really hard in that year, mate. They started to peak right in the middle. They actually, am I right to say they reached #1 in the world at one point? Because they were winning events. They were looking really, really good.
They played the most maps out of any team in the top 30 that year.
Any team in the top 30, and you know, then we saw towards the end of the year, they just looked exhausted. They looked a bit deflated, right? And it felt like maybe they'd worked too much, too quickly, burned too fast.
But that's why coming out of these player breaks, man, when these guys have had a bit of rest, a bit of time for the passion to build back up, they look so threatening. Faven will get bested in that head-to-head. The MP9 going to wreck him. Alex, though, the smoke. Oh, the flashes!
Save.
That's Tizian's flash!
Killed Tabson.
Okay.
There. Maybe Tabson would have dodged it, but he couldn't. Alex just jumped into him with a knife out. How the hell has Alex gotten away with 2 kills here? I could not tell you. And this is a good spot for Fnatic to be in. Alex is backed up to barrel. He's got an AK. He's got Smooth to help out. Bait for him with a duel. And there's a spot. There's a bomb dropped by Alex. Maybe an ace here. He certainly could give it a go. The flash has been used, but too early for him to peek with it. And with this bomb lost, Big might just be giving in and giving up the round. They want the AWP in the next, and this is the best way for it. But it might not be so easy. Brolin coming in through T-spawn. Faven at least has money to drop it now that Searson's dead. Keto, they're just going to clean him up. I like that for Fnatic, hunting him down right at the very end. And an AWP saved for Smooya. So we do get... correct me if I'm wrong, is this Smooya's first CT AWP?
Yes, you are right in that one. First CT AWP for Big Smoot.
Yeah.
And a chance to get stuck in with it. Does he? Oh, he's got the mid spawn as well. Come on then. This was meant to be, Smoothie. You've been waiting all this time. He had a good spawn in this round. And it's only pistols on the other side. Ah, it's like nothing can go wrong now.
Oh.
This is it. This is Smooya's round. You can just feel it. Nothing could possibly go wrong for Smooya.
Well, he spotted, or they spotted the AWP rather, so he needs to get the hell out of connector against these pistols. He knows that. Creeping out. Big have got long. It's a big gap. Fnatic need to consider it. Brolin still playing with Smooya as this position gets taken, and Big have really slipped the net in this round. Mezzi on an early rotation is lovely. Searson Scout can be terrifying. And now he's lining up a utility. Really, it's all on Mezzi right now. Fnatic, at least, you know, if Mezzi does die, he's going to have the early warning, but also you've got toilets, so they can stop a default plant unless Big start taking CT control. Then it's problematic. Mezzi set up with flashes, and they run him down with the bomb. That's a bit awkward. Big now can't cross because of this AWP and toilet, and that close sight smoke to cut off the AWP is giving Smooya room to fight the angle. Alex is dead in spawn, though. Jumping up, Searson Scout hits a shot, and he closes the kill. Brolin with 1, coming in from long. Now they know he's here, and Crims has shown his hand as well. Bomb's ticking, though, and it's all on Crims.
Come on, Crims. These are his moments. These are where he normally steps up, right? 1 kill to his name already. But this is not an easy clutch. They're all around him, mate. He's mad paranoid about Keto his bank, and he does answer for the first, but he's brought down low. Tabson to go up against.
Swap spots.
It's 2 incredibly consistent players, and there's Tabson with the swing. Big are going to close this one out in crazy dominant fashion. They destroy Fnatic on their map pick, and you know, with Mirage ready to come down the pipeline, the one that Big picked into, I'm getting a little nervous for Fnatic here. Slow